Hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me today. I'm continuing with my Sherlock Holmes Carol's Case journal, and this is a collaboration that I'm doing with Amy at Crafty Cat. And I think by the time this video goes out, Amy will have started her videos as well. So you can have a look at what we're both doing, and our styles are different. So it'll be good for to see how we both approach this project and what we make that's different papers that we'll add to them and everything. As you can see, I've added tabs onto this. I don't know what sort of cover I'm doing at the moment. I'm debating whether to do a hardcover. I don't mean a hardcover, a soft fabric cover, or a non-fabric cover. I don't know how to explain it. So I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I may use file folder and decorate it. I may use fabric. I really don't know. I'm tempted to use fabric, but we'll see. We'll see. So I thought I'd just show you where I'm at so far. We put this belly band in last time, and I've added one of the photos that comes with the kit. We did this, and I've put a card in there. This, if you remember, flips out. And I've put the image there. That's from Amy's kit as well. This is from Amy's industrial kit. So I've included that. And this is from Amy's industrial, I'm sure it's industrial kit. I've put that on. The quotes are from Mrs. Cog, so I've included them as well. What else have I done? I haven't done that much more. I put all the tabs on, and I think what I did, at the back, so we put Professor Moriarty on there, and I did that as a flip out, and then it's a pocket there. And, Amy can still write on this if she wants to. Again, the quote is from Mrs. Cog, and I've just put this in here. So this just flips out, and it's got some different papers in there that I've had left over. And it flips up, so Amy can take that off if she wants to. It's got a journaling card in there, and that's a torn off bit of the kit that I've just used there as a to decorate that card with. And then I've used some vellum, and in between the vellum I've put an image and another quote in there. So that just folds up like that. And there's Moriarty. It says the death of Sherlock Holmes, and that's when they fell off the falls. Spoiler alert, he wasn't killed. We went AWOL for a bit. So that's where I'm at so far. So I'm really pleased how it's turned out at the moment. And I just thought I'd bring you along and show you what else I'm thinking of doing. I've got some coroner's cards, county coroner it says on it. So I want to use them somehow. And I'm thinking of having them down the side of a page so it can flip out. So you're not wasting, you can still use that page. So I'm thinking about that, still thinking. You can hear the cogs whirring, I'm sure. What else did I want to do? I need to add something on here to make those flips a little bit. Yeah, I might add some papers on. So really, I've turned the camera on and I don't know what I want to do. I had thought about making a pocket. I printed this kit a couple of times because I wasn't sure what paper to use it on. But I'm thinking that I could use this bit as a pocket, as a tuck spot to go somewhere like that. It would have to go on this side of the front of the journal rather than the back because of the way it is. But I was just kind of thinking whether I could add something on there and it be a little tuck as well, or just put some paper, something there. I don't think it could be a tuck. I think it would probably be too hard to get something in and out. Maybe some more numbers, because Mr. Holmes, he is very clever and he does like numbers. So I thought I could add that on there or something like that. This is from the industrial kit as well. See, I thought if I added it there, could it be a little tuck spot? I don't know. Maybe I need to think that one through a little bit more. I could put that on there, and that could be a little tuck spot. But what I was thinking was putting something on it, so a little bit of Holmes, The Game is Afoot. And I think I quite like that. And then put a tag in. So I think I might decorate this and then leave it and think about whether I want to add anything on there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that on there, but I wanted to just put some little bit of interest behind there. Maybe. The game is afoot. So a lot of you have said that you like this kit. It is fun. I like to work with different kits. I think it's interesting because it takes you to a different place, doesn't it? It's always fun to push yourself a little bit. I wonder if I want that on top. Maybe I don't want that bit. Maybe I want that to be a bit smaller. Maybe I do want that, but I want that a bit smaller as well. Being very indecisive this morning. And then I'll just catch that on there when it gets stitched down, I think. And then that can go on there. I like that. I don't know if you do, but I do. So I am worried doing this journal for Amy. I think usually when I make journals, they're not for anybody specific. You know, they're not going to be for somebody that I know or that somebody's asked me to do, because I don't do what you call it, commission journals. I don't do those. I think I would completely stress out on that. But knowing that this is for Amy, who I value as a friend and who does such fantastic work, I'm just worried she's not going to like it. Is that got right and the wrong way? Yeah, that's the right way. I'm sure she will. But sometimes you just have those doubts, don't you, when you make things? I do anyway. I don't want to put that on until I've stitched around it, so I need to let that dry because that was very wet, that glue. It's gone a bit mush. So I'm going to put that to the side, but you can kind of see where I'm going with that, can't you? I hope. And the game is afoot, and that's going to be a pocket, and I may add something, I may not. Who knows? Let's put that to dry. What else was I wanting to do? Oh, in the centre of the journal, I thought I would put an envelope. They're all my spare bits of paper. Don't lose those. I'd started folding an envelope, just kind of, honestly, I had. Oh, it's here. I'd kind of started folding an envelope that I wanted to put in the middle of the journal. And this is something that will get stitched in when I stitch the journal together. So it will get stitched in down there, and then I will glue it. So first of all, I want to strengthen that bit because that's where it's going to be stitched. So this is where my little strips of paper do come in useful. And it doesn't matter what I use for this because you're not going to see it. It won't be seen. It's just to strengthen that spine where I'm going to stitch it into the journal when I sew it into whatever cover I come up with. But if I don't do this bit now, I will forget to do it. And that would be a bit of a disaster. It just needs a little bit at the bottom. Faffing. I've got the house to myself this morning. Hubby's gone out to a military affair, shall we say. Those of you that know me know that my husband does World War II reenactment. He's got a World War II Jeep, 1942 Jeep, and it needs some parts. It's needing a little bit of TLC, but then it is clocking on in years, isn't it? So he's gone to a military affair to try and get some bits for his Jeep so that he can get that fixed up. And he's also looking for a few bits and pieces that he needs for his uniforms that he wears. He's got a lot of kind of original uniform or 1940s uniforms, and he does a mix of both English and American. And no, I don't dress up. He does it. That's his thing, not mine. So I think I can take this side off for sure. I'm waffling a bit, aren't I, this morning? Take that bit off, save that for something else because it's got a tatty edge. So that will go into my journal like that. It will stay open until I've stitched it in, and then I will close it. So I was thinking I might want to decorate it. The Curse of the Baskervilles, it got folded round, so I've found another page heading, so I want to put that at the top for sure. And I will do it on the back as well. I did have some bits of paper of the same. Let's just cut that white bit off. But I am thinking, sorry folks, I should have thought this through before you came, but then you can see my thought process. I was thinking whether to add some paper on there. Oh, I quite like that actually. It makes it stand out more than that, doesn't it? I like that. So I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to do that. Right, snip that bit off. And then this will be very strong, so that when I stitch it into the journal, it always worries me when I put an envelope in the middle of a journal that it might, because that's where you tie the knot. I think that's where I'm going to tie the knot. But I don't want it to tear through. So this will just strengthen this envelope. Well, it's not an envelope, is it? It's a pocket. Make sure I've got the right side. That can go on there. And that can fold there. I do want to cut this off a little bit, but I don't want to cut through my flappy bit, my hinge. So that's on there. Sorry if this is a bit disjointed, folks. At this rate, I'm not going to get anything done, am I? So that's going to get stitched in. That will get closed up when it's done. Fine. I've got, because this is Hound of the Baskervilles, I've got a little pocket that I think I'm going to put on the front. Is that glued on? Yep, it has. Just looking for the scoreboard. So I want to put a little bit of still see it says Hound of the Baskervilles. Hold that one. Hold that one. And I want to put that on there. Sorry, can you see? I want to put that on there like that. So I think I'm going to just ink round the edge of this. Sometimes I do forget to ink. I think I put it down to my age. I'm getting very forgetful, I have to say. Terrible, isn't it? There we are. Just edge that. And then I want to put that on there as a pocket. And I am going to make a little doobry, a little hinge. Sorry, let me move this closer to me. Is that better? That might be better. You can see what I'm doing then. And we'll get this pocket on. What time are we on? Gosh, 15 minutes. Where does the time go? I don't think I've got a time scale for this from Amy. We don't want to rush each other. I am making a couple of other Holmes journals alongside this. Similar, not the same. Just because I'm enjoying working with the papers, I didn't want the fun to end. Fold them in, fold that up. There we go. But I don't know when they'll be finished. Oh, speaking on that front, I have had people contact me after I said that I would start a list, and I'm a little bit blown away that I think I've had about 10 people contact me, which just blew me away because I didn't think there were that many people that would be interested in a journal. So I've put those 10 people on a list. So as of yesterday, I'll close that, yesterday being Saturday the 28th of January. I won't add anybody else onto it. So if you had contacted me up to and including the 28th of January, you are on a list for one of my journals. But I want to put the caveat on that I am not quick at making journals. I'm not making a specific journal for a specific person. So if you've said that you want X, Y, or Z journal, I'm not planning on making one specifically to the style that you've perhaps asked for. But what I will do is I will just work down the list. So as I make a journal, I will let people know when they come to the top of the list. I will say, you know, I'm making this journal, the videos are out on making it. If you're interested in this one, let me know. And if they're not interested, that is not a problem at all. And I will just go to the next person on the list. And I think for me, that is the best way for me to manage it. And then as I start getting people, I was going to say knocked off the list, but as I start reducing the list because I'm making journals, then I'm happy to start adding more people. But I didn't want to have a reserve list, if you know what I mean, because I just don't think I could manage it. And I think when I did it last time, it just got out of control. I just kept adding people to it and I just couldn't do it. It stressed me that people were sat there for a long time. I like that. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're on the list, you're on the list. I will offer you journals as and when I make them. But don't worry if you don't hear from me for a while. And I'm not saying to people you are third on the list. I'm not getting into that either. Do I sound awful? I don't mean to. But it's one of those things that I've just got to manage myself, I guess, isn't it? Sorry, I'm just looking. I've got this image from my book that is Sir Henry Baskerville. And given that this pocket is Baskerville, the Hound of the Baskervilles, I mean, that's the one that's the page I want to use in here. Just checking it'll fit. And he pops out there quite nicely. I don't want this to be too deep, otherwise they flop a little bit, don't they? But I think I will do it to where it says this is Sir Henry Baskerville. Keeping all my little book pages. And so Sir Henry will sit in the Hound of the Baskervilles pocket, which I think is very appropriate for him. Is that all the way down? Let's just measure and see. Yep, that was all the way down. Sometimes they get stuck, don't they? So that's going to go on there, and I'll cut that and put something on there. I'll make that into a tag. And then on the back, I've got this that's the Hound of the Baskervilles, and I thought that would be nice to have as a flip on the back of there, maybe. So let me cut that out. I don't know if I said, but my husband has got a first edition copy of the Hound of the Baskervilles, and can you believe he won't let me touch it? Keeps it locked away. It's not in very good condition, to be fair. It's not worth a lot of money. You know, we're not sitting on a fortune, but it is a first edition. So that, I don't know, I think that's the late 1800s, so it is an old book. So I thought that I would put that on there as a flip, and then you can still kind of see. I suppose it would be nice if I put it that side to flip, but then when you open it, it will fall open. So I think it is going to go on that side. Okay. I think I'm going to glue it on there. And make that. Who's pinched my glue? Nobody. Pinched it myself. So I'm just putting the glue on the Hound of the Baskervilles. On there. Not straight. And I just want to back that so that let's just have a measure. So again, it needs to be no more than 3 1/4. So I think you'll see what I'm doing in a moment, hopefully. Oh, it's chilly again here this morning. But I'm being good. I haven't put the heating on yet. We're trying not to put it on until the afternoon. So that will go on there. Ooh. And what I could do actually is flip it into that. That's a good idea. Full of good ideas now, aren't I? Could have left that longer then, couldn't I? No matter. No matter. I'm going to stick that on there. Sometimes you always think of these things just that little bit too late. Just trying to see where those letters are, because I quite fancy getting the tape measure on there. Because I would think that Mr. Holmes has to measure things. Just one moment. Just waiting for the sing-song of my sewing machine. I've just switched it on. If it thinks about it. There you go. Talks to me. Actually, that's not too wonky. Get rid of these bits. Oh, everything's sticking to my fingers. Reminds me of that Rolling Stones song, Sticky Fingers. Showing my age now, aren't I? Just fold that back on itself so that I can fold it down on itself. I just want to put a little bit of glue here around that edge. And I'm certainly not going to need all of that. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put it so that it flips like that. But I'm going to glue it to the inside of that envelope, because then when that envelope gets closed, that will be glued in, but it will still flip. So where do I want it? Do I want it at the top? Middle? I think I want it kind of towards the bottom. I know that means that they're both kind of at the bottom, but that's where it kind of feels best to me. So I am going to, I'm just going to stitch around this and I will be back. Okay, so I've just stitched around it. So there is some writing space on there. These papers are, I'm going to say Amy's Industrial Kit. And I think I'm going to put that so you can see where Dr. Mortimer had finished reading. So that I am just going to glue to the inside of that envelope. It's not an envelope, a pocket, whatever you want to call it. Like that. And then obviously, because I've got this, I might cut this flap down, it's a bit big, but when that gets stuck down, this is going nowhere, but it will be a flip. And that's going in there. So that, I might cut this down a bit and back it with something because it doesn't show up very well on there. So I might take some more off of that. But that will be in the middle. Can you see that? I hope you can. And then it's got that flip there. So I might put a tab on there or something, I'm not sure. Right, so that's the centre done. Ta-da! What else did I want to do? Have I got time? I was thinking that I might do that on a different one with you because that was going to take me too long to do. Okay. I want to put a pocket on here, but I'll do a separate video because that might take me a little while to do. I want to make this into a pocket. I've lost everything now. I had a little Tim Holtz man that I wanted to hang on to, and oh, here he is. He's gone walkabouts. Can't get him. I'm just wondering if he might like to be leaning on that building. He doesn't stand out enough though, does he? Would he look funny standing there? Sometimes I just want to do something that's a bit, makes me smile, shall we say. Right. If I did put him on, would I have to stand him on there? No, he'd stand on there, wouldn't he? Lean on that. So he could lean on the bar of the window. Anyway, being a bit silly there probably. Right, so I want to make this a tall pocket, and it's tall enough. Do it about there. This again is from Amy's Industrial. Trying to think what I want to see on this. because these pages in the journal are about just over 4 inches wide. So I would have to have a pocket at less than 4 inches, wouldn't I? So if it was to go on there, there's the crease. I might need to make it that bit smaller actually, otherwise it just interferes with the fold. So I'm just going to take it in that little bit. Sorry folks. Yeah, fold it on there. That's a better size. Okay, so I don't need as much as that. Don't lose that Tim Holtz man. I'm determined that he's going to go somewhere in here, you know. I will find a place for him. I just thought he might look nice leaning on the building, but I think he looks a little bit as if he's up in the sky somewhere. Right, let's strengthen the top of that. I'm not sure where I would like this to go, but for example, and I might want to decorate it. So if I was to put it there, that fits better, doesn't it? Quite like that. I don't know if I want it next to that. It might look nice there actually, because then it's next to a plainer piece. So that might be quite nice to put it there. Where's my little buddy? Oh dear, Carol. Oh dear. It does look like he's leaning. Potential suicide case. I think, though, it looks as if he's just floating there, doesn't it? And then he's not leaning on anything. Unless I was to find... I'm just playing now, folks, really. Let's just have a look what it would look like. I don't think this will work either. Sometimes you just get silly ideas in your head. I do anyway. I think they're silly. No, it's too big. Even if I cut it down, it would be way too big. Oh, I don't know. If I was to do it kind of like that, that's a possible maybe. Definitely a possible maybe. So I am going to keep those together. Let me know what you think. Do you think the little man or not? With his evidence, I'd cut that down. But that's to go in a pocket then. Or that's to be a pocket. Okay, so I haven't done much, have I really? Sorry, folks. I am slow. I may do a little bit of work on this without you. And then come back, you know, and I'll show you what I've done with that pocket and the other pocket. I can actually stitch this one now. Let me do that. No, I still want to think about it, don't I? Oh, the decisions that you need to make. I think I just want a journal card to go in there, because then whatever I put in, you'll see here. So I think it might be nice to have it as just a different shape pocket. So I'm going to stitch around this and come back to you. Okay, I've thought about this for a little minute as I was stitching around it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that bit off, because that was throwing me a little bit, I think. And I am going to don't need as much of that on there. I'm going to attach it onto here, and I'm not going to glue this bit because I'm going to see if that could be a pocket or not. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give myself options, because I can always come back in and glue it further. If needs be. So I've left this bit open, so it could actually be a double pocket, is what I'm trying to say to myself. So that would go like that. That would fold. I would need to fold that over. There. Let's just have a look and see what we think. I quite like the idea. And I would stitch round this then. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. And if I don't like it, I can always take it off this. I've not ruined it, folks. And that folds there, like that. So it would be a double pocket. Let me put the glue on my lid on my glue. So it would have a pocket just there. I might need to slant that. So, but it would have a pocket just there, and it would also have a pocket there. So it would be two pockets, and I think I do like that idea. So I'm going to play with it a bit more. I'm going to stitch around it. I do want the game to be a foot. And I'm going to stick that on there, and that can be drying, can't it? There we go. Let's get that glued on. So the other journals that I'm making, obviously I am going to be using Amy's kit to make them with, and they'll have some things that are the same as what I'm putting in Amy's journal, because I'll be kind of using them as a prototype to see if it works, whatever it is I want to do. But they won't be the same as this one, because this is for Amy. So that's going to go in there. I think I just need to straighten that off, but I don't want to cut his hat off. And that then will be, sorry, I'm going off again. That then will be a double pocket. So I've not done too bad. I've done the envelope in the middle. I've done this one. So I've done three. So I hope you like it so far, and I hope you come back and join me soon. Take care, folks. Love you lots. Bye.